What if I told you your brain is running a simulation right now? While you're watching this, it's simulating tomorrow's meeting, last Tuesday's argument, a text you haven't sent yet, a disaster that will probably never happen. And here's the insane part. It never stops. Meet a person who thinks a lot. We'll call them everyone, because studies show the average person has around 6,000 thoughts per day. 6,000. That's one thought every 9 seconds. While you sleep, while you eat, while you're pretending to listen in a meeting. But here's where it breaks. Most people don't just have thoughts. They get stuck in them. Psychologists call it rumination, and it works like a drain that flows the wrong direction. Okay, here's where it gets weird. Ready? Brain replays it, rewinds it, adds new scenes, makes it worse. It's not thinking anymore. It's a loop. And loops are expensive. Let's go inside. Your brain has a structure called the default mode network. Scientists call it the DMN. I call it the overthinking engine. When you're doing nothing, the DMN fires up. When you're daydreaming, DMN. When you're lying in bed, staring at the ceiling at 2 a.m., now meet the amygdala. This is your brain's alarm system. It was built for one job: survive. Full power. See a tiger? Alarm goes off. Run. Survive. Reset. Simple. But your brain doesn't know the difference between a tiger and an unread email from your boss. Same alarm, same stress hormones, same body going into survival mode. For an email, your nervous system thinks you're being chased. You're not being chased, but your cortisol doesn't know that. Here's how a thought spiral works. Physically, like actual engineering. One thought drops in, the brain finds it unresolved. So it pulls in another, and another. Each loop increases speed. Each loop feels more real. Each loop pulls you further from the present moment. This is called recursive negative thinking. You can't think your way out of a thought spiral. That's like trying to stop a car crash by pressing the gas. Here's something no one talks about. Thinking burns fuel. Your brain is 2% of your body weight, but it uses 20% of your total energy. And chronic overthinkers, they're running that engine at double capacity, all day. That's why overthinkers feel exhausted, even when they haven't done anything. You did do something. You ran a mental marathon while sitting still. Okay, here's where it gets weird. Ready? Overthinkers don't think too much because something is wrong with them. They think too much because their brain never learned it was safe to stop. At some point, thinking felt like protection. If I figure out every scenario, nothing can surprise me. Nothing can hurt me. The brain learned thinking equals safety. So it never stops thinking. Because it never learned it was safe to stop. That's not a character flaw. That's a nervous system doing its job. A job that no longer needs to be done. So what do you actually do? 3 things. Fast. 1. Name the spiral out loud. I'm spiraling right now. That single sentence activates your prefrontal cortex. It literally interrupts the loop. Neuroscience calls it labeling. It works in under 10 seconds. 2. Your body breaks the loop faster than your mind. Walk. Cold water on your face. 10 deep breaths. You're not calming down. You're changing the physical state the thought lives in. 3. Stop trying to solve feelings with logic. Most thought spirals aren't problems to solve. They're feelings that need to move. Let them move. Your brain is extraordinary. It built an entire survival machine for you inside your skull. The goal isn't to turn it off. The goal is to stop being afraid of it. Visual. Fade to the single white dot again. Then. The thoughts will always come, but you are not your thoughts. You're the one watching them. And that changes everything. If your brain just said, "Wait, is that me?" That's for you. Share this with someone whose mind never slows down. They need to hear it.